Dear Mr. Fitzpatrick, I want to thank you very much for this PDF. I truly appreciate it. I must say from where I sit, this proposal looks as clear as a summer's day does to my very eyes. But, while we are on the subject of clarity though, I must ask, these windows you see, they are multifunctional, no? What I mean is, when these windows are firmly installed in the similarly sized holes in the sides of my home, will I be able to see both in and out of these windows? Do they perform both functions, please? Now, I know that should I put my smooth fingers over these old eyes of mine, well, hell, I imagine I wouldn't be able to see in or out. That would be for certain. Density is seen to that, and I don't wish to stand in the way. This is not to say that I don't understand that were I to have, say, completely clear skin, bones, blood, and tendons from the beginning of my wrist to the tips of my tallest fingers, that I would then be able to see any number of ways through a window pane. I understand that as much today as I have for my entire existence on this fine planet of ours, Earth. But getting back to seeing through these windows, whether it be through translucent hands or otherwise, I am still quite anxious to hear whether these windows you have so lovingly chosen will be two-way glass or one-way glass, or a combination of both somehow. Three-way glass? Two-way glass, I believe, is the industry standard, no? At least in this hemisphere, is my understanding. So, should you install two-way glass, I imagine, barring opaque obstructions, that I would be able to see both into and out of my nice home. Is that correct? I hope it is. I just like seeing in and out, is all. I do hope you understand, Mr. Fitzpatrick. Now, about that other type of glass. You know I'm talking about one-way glass when I say that other type of glass, don't you, Mr. Fitzpatrick? I know you do. This other glass, to my understanding, suggests that were I to be on one side of the glass, and I had just used my last Christmas wish, saying, I wish on old Doc Christmas that I might see through this loose pane of glass that I am holding, that I'd open my wet little peepers and, well, I shudder to think of what I might see, or not see, to be more precise in saying what I'd be seeing, or not seeing. Why, I'd just be looking at a rectangle, Mr. Fitzpatrick, just a boring old rectangle. Heck. I like rectangles and all. Honest I do, Mr. Fitzpatrick. But I mean, if I can just see through them. That makes rectangles so much, well, I'll just say it, better. They are better for being able to be seen through. I know you're in your rocking chair and you're saying to yourself, why, this fellow could simply go around to the other side of that pane of one-way glass and he'd be better for it. Because sure as I am Mr. Fitzpatrick, he'd be able to see right smack dab through that thing. You'd be right to say that, and I wouldn't blame you one bit if you did. You've always been fair and kind to me for as long as I've known you, and I thank you for that. In that situation, I agree. One could simply crane one's neck and look through that pane of glass, but that is because it is not installed in the side of a dwelling, you see. It's just that, well, if these beautiful windows end up being that other kind, one way, and if they're installed in such a way that I couldn't see out of my special house, and the neighbor folks, and beetles, and swallows, and ostriches, and heck, even you, Mr. Fitzpatrick, sir, well, they'd all be able to see in. What you'd see is me in there, trying as hard as my gentle eyes can try, to see out, and enjoy what I see when I see out there. But you'd see me not being able to do that, and I would never know you saw. I don't even know if light itself could squeeze itself through that other kind of glass. I'd be in total darkness, bumping into the fridges and armoires. Please don't make me live in a dark void filled with objects I can bump into, Mr. Fitzpatrick. Please? My shins couldn't take it, nor would I ask them to. My shins. They'll stay pure and unbumped, thank you, please. So long as I have a song in my heart, they will stay unbumped. So this is my plea, Mr. Fitzpatrick, sir. Please make the windows the kind of windows you can see through. They can even be one-way windows, just so long as I could see outside from inside. Life is so much better when you have two-way window glass, or one-way, but pointing out, not in, I always say. I say it so much I had it tattooed on both my shoulder blades. Well, I'd best be signing off now. I've prattled on long enough. I thank you for listening to my concerns, and I bless you in advance for not accidentally turning my home into a lightless void. I love you. Good day.